Okay, so the seventh question, it says the following flowchart uses the rule that sum of any two lengths must be greater than the remaining length in a triangle. So assume that AB, BC, and AC are the length of triangle. So what they are asking us is to answer these questions. So the first one that they're asking is write down the correct expression for missing labels P, Q, R, and S. So P is there to indicate the input, Q is there as a condition, and R and S is kind of an output that we are having. So to answer this question, we have to figure out what's the purpose of this program. So they have clearly said about the purpose by indicating it like this. They say, sum of any two lengths must be greater than the remaining length in a triangle. So sum of any two lengths, right? So that means when it comes to the flow chart, it will start the inputs that they want is the length of the particular length of the triangle. When it comes to the they need this three lengths of the triangles, right? So they have said this AB, BC, and AC are the lengths of this triangle. So for P, it should be, so the input word is there. So we can say very easily AB, BC, and AC lengths. Very good, Saran. Right. So P is going to be the lengths of AB, BC, and AC. So that idea should be there. Don't try the input word because input word is there. So they only expect you to write what to be there as the rest, like after the input. So we can say input AB, BC, and AC lengths, or like we can say input lengths of AB, BC, and AC. Or you can say input the values of AB, BC, and AC lengths, right? So any particular way, right? And in the first condition, they are checking whether the BC and AC, the addition of BC and AC is greater than AB. So that means if we take the triangle like this, if we name it A, B, and C, so what they are, in first part, what they are trying is they are adding the BC length and the AC length. And they are checking whether these two lengths, the addition of these two lengths, are greater than this one. Right? So in case if you got the answer as yes, means this one is bigger. This one is big in size than the addition of the yellow arrows or the length of AC and BC, which will not give you the ability to create a triangle, right? So because the rule or the theory says what? Sum of any two lengths must be greater than the remaining length. So like if we take AC and BC, so AC plus BC must be greater than AB to become these AB, BC, and AB a length of a triangle, right? So since the condition is asked on the other way around in here, so if it is yes, we can directly say, okay, it's not going to be a triangle. And it's not sufficient to check on this particular manner only, they have checked the another condition over here by checking the length AC, right? Which means this. So it is being checked whether it is larger than the rest of the lengths, which is AB and BC. So if it is true, again, it's not going to be a triangle. So what's the other thing that we have to check? They have checked the AB length, AC length. So we are left with BC length. So for Q, we can write it BC larger than AB plus AC. Right, so the Q is going to be, it should be a proper question, is BC larger than AB plus AC, the question mark. So in all these cases, the years path will lead you to a place to say you can't draw, or this particular length cannot be a length of a triangle, right? So if we consider the R statement, let me clear the annotations, otherwise it will be a little bit jeopardized. So if I think about this R, it says ABC is, R is going to indicate you not a triangle. Right, so these things are become years, means they are not a triangle. If this is no, then you have to check the condition that we wrote. Then if it is no, then you have to check whether this one is correct. If so, we can say S indicates ABC is a triangle. Right, so the simple as that, PQRS are going to have those values. So let me, if I recap it again, so P is going to be input, lengths of A, B, B, C, and AC. And here, BC larger than AB plus AC. Right, so if you got all those things, you can have 4 marks. Like it is given 1 mark for each part. Is that clear, everyone? Okay. So moving to the second question. So the second part. So the second part is asking if 3 decision boxes in the flowchart are combined into a single decision box, write down the expressions that should be used in that single decision box. I'll go with the marking scheme. This is how it is being illustrated. So all 3 conditions are going to be connected using the AND keyword, right? Because now to become a triangle, all 3 conditions must be satisfied. So because of that, we can't use or, we have to use AND. So then only everything will be taken into a consideration. and then output the specific Boolean value. Okay. And the third part, what they are asking is, write pseudocode representing the logic of the updated flowchart, including the changes that were done in 1 and 2 above. So that means you have to consider about the value of R and S, as you can see over here, as well as in the second part, it says all the conditions are combining together. So the condition is going to be that. So the pseudocode is going to be something like this. You can have start or begin. Then you have to input or read A, B, B, C, and AC. And look at the condition. If AB larger than BC plus AC, one particular bracket, couple of brackets, then AND keyword is used over here. Then BC is larger than AB plus AC, again, one particular condition. So then AND keyword, then AB plus AC larger than AB plus BC, then keyword is there. So if it is there, they have given it 1 mark separately, because they have wrote the answer by combining, or by introducing the challenge by combining the conditions, more than one together. And it's easy for us to display. So even in the flow chart, they got 2 displays. So one display is about saying that it is not going to be a triangle, and one is going to be a triangle, right? So those kind of things we have discussed about it earlier, so goes the same way. So let's look into the pseudocode. So display ABC is not a triangle, and else display ABC is a triangle. And if is there to indicate the structure, to indicate the structure is over, and the end is used to explain the entire program is done. Right, so here they have given another 3 marks for you. 1 mark for the input and output, and another mark for the condition, and 0.5 for the display parts. Right, people, is that clear up to this point? Yes, everyone? Is that clear? Okay, great. All right, so the 4th part is asking, when 1 or more of the input lengths becomes 0, this algorithm fails to function properly. Write a pseudocode condition that has to be introduced in between the inputs and the first decision box in the original flowchart to fix this problem. So in simple terms, we have to check whether it is a 0 or not. So we can check it like this, right? So we have to check each and every output is equals to a 0, whether it is larger than a 0. So like that means in case if we input 0, by a mistake to any particular length of a triangle, it says it is not going to be a triangle. And in most of the ways, it is not going to be validated, right? So therefore, the error will be there, but we won't be able to figure that out for some particular while, right? But when we are having this kind of thing, so it will validate that for us. So the correct answer is the one that I have highlighted is AB larger than 0 and BC larger than 0 and AC larger than 0. Then you can have your 1 mark. Yeah, so that's it about the flowchart question. So please mark and see how much you got out of 100. Meanwhile, I'm moving to the 2019 MCQ paper. Let me know the marks, people, in 218. Okay, Minha, very good. Dulagi, did I miss the 6th one as well? Let me check to her. Let me check. I think we haven't discussed this. No, I think we haven't. Okay, let's finish this quickly as possible, right? So the 6th one, a team who participated in developing a school management system listed some of the activities they carried out with respect to it as A to G below. The pace of the system development life cycle that was used are labeled from P to U. So the activities are here. It says identify what activities in A to G are relevant to the life cycle pace P to U and write down the matching pairs. Okay, so let's go with the marking scheme with that as well. Okay, so it is not there in the marking scheme. Never mind. We'll discuss it. All right, so what they are asking is to match the particular pace with the list that they have given below. So let me take the paper. Yeah. So let me see. It is asked PQRSTU. Okay. Using the existing manual system and the newly developed system in parallel, for 3 months, discontinue the manual system at the end of the 3rd month. It is a deployment method, right? How to install it, right? So this will give you the T with A. And converting the design of process, database model, and user interface, etc., into a software program. That means coding, right? So coding can be found at the implementation of solution. That means R. So A is T, B is R. Meeting the principal, teachers, librarian, and the other to identify the current process, right? So this is going to be in the very first era of it, right? So that means identification of requirements. Right, so it's going to be in P. And the D part, it's saying collecting sample of term, test mark sheets, library catalogs, lending cards, data sheets, right? So the it goes with the same first step right? When you're investigating the system, it goes with the very first step. And says interviewing the principal, librarian, and sectional head teachers to understand their expectation of the new system. Again, it's kind of a taking the new data, like gathering the data to understand what the scenario is going on. So again, it is going to be P, right? As the very first one. And F, rewriting parts of code to accommodate a change requested by the principal after, what are they saying? After deployment. Yeah, after using the new system for 1 year. Yeah, so F is managed with the U, because rewriting of a code accommodate a change request by the principal. That means principal will face that kind of a problem when she is using that, right? So it's the maintenance. Therefore, F belongs to T. Yes, now this is set for not the T people, it should be U. Right, so the very last one, debugging the system due to an error being pointed out by the librarian after 6 months of new system started or usage. Again, a maintenance one. So you can go with the P as well. So the answers are going to be TR, triple P, W. Right, so 3, 3, and 7. Okay. Okay, let's yes, let's do it like this. Okay, so let me repeat the things. For activity A, it is T. For activity B, it is R. For activity C, D, and E, it is P. For the F and G, it is 2. It is U, right? So the B part, it says identify, the B part says list 3 employment opportunities in ICT field. So there are many people, right? You can say to become a computer operator, to become a system analyst, right? Software engineer, senior software engineer, tech lead. There are people like that. Hardware engineers, right? So there are many, a very big list. So let me know if you got any alternative answers regarding that. So I'll tell you whether it is correct or wrong. Yes, system developer. Yes, we can. Duragi? So the marks, let's do it how? Earlier we got how many? B, C, D, E, F, G, 7.5, 6.5. Yeah. Now it's like this. For the part A, if you match the particular label with this statement, you can take 0.5 for each answer, if all your answers are correct in that section, take a bonus 0.5. So it will give you what? 4 marks, right? And in the second one, they are asking is 3 employment opportunities in ICT field. So saying 3 employment opportunities, take another 3 marks. So 4 plus 3 is 7. And the last one is about the following 3 statements labeled X, Y, and Z describe 3 types of software testing. So yeah, they're asking identify the correct test types from the following list and write down against the label. In the X, they are saying individual components of software are tested separately to check if they functions properly. If they are talking about individual components, then of course it is a unit testing. It means this goes with unit testing. And why it says end user tests the system to evaluate whether the system is suitable for use. End user tests the system to evaluate. So it is called acceptance testing. Right, so this is going to be acceptance. Right, so here it is the acceptance testing. And the last one, individual components of the software are combined and tested to see if they work together properly. This is called the integration testing. Right, so if those 3 are there, take another 3 marks. So for that question, it's 10-mark question. See how much you got out of it. And let me know the final answers, people. Final marks, I guess. So meanwhile, I'm moving to the 2019 paper. Let me clear the annotations. Dulagi, that's nice. That's very good. Keep it up. Okay, Himitri, that's a very good mark. Keep it up. Okay, so others, let me know your final marks meanwhile, right? So I'm starting the 2019 paper, right? Now people, I'm having a power cut in case my laptop got off. Remember, it is because due to the power cut, right? It's like from 3 to 5, I guess. Okay, here we go, 2019. So the first question, which of the following devices have both inputs and output capabilities? Now, joystick is an input device. OCR, optical character recognition, is an input device. Touch screen that can be act as an input device as well as an output device. So touch screen is going to be the answer. Okay, Tamadi. So there are a little bit more for you to go, but it's a good mark. Right, so the first answer, touch screen. Second, which of the following can be good practice to protect data information from computer hard disk failure? Computer hard disk failure. Installing a firewall. Firewall will provide you a security button. It will not prevent it will not block the people who are trying to access the system or the network unauthorizedly, right? It is not that much capable. So installing a firewall is incorrect. Installing an antivirus software, again, it is incorrect. Taking periodic backups, of course, that should be the answer. Right, so like having a strong password will not save your data. Okay, people, give me a second. Okay, all right, let's continue. The third one, which of the following is correct regarding the generation of the computers? So what it's going to be? Here's my undo. Okay. So This is disturbing. Which of the following is correct regarding the generation of computers? Integrated circuits were introduced in first generation. No, it is introduced in the third generation. Because of that, it is wrong. Vacuum tubes were introduced in second generation. No, it introduced in the first generation, so it is wrong. Transistors were introduced in the third generation computers. In the third generation, they introduced ICs. And very large scale integration circuits were introduced in fourth generation. So obviously, fourth one is going to be the answer. And the fourth, which of the following are related to G2C, government to citizen services in Sri Lanka? Viewing GCE O-level results online. Yeah, it is given by the Educational Ministry as a government service. Right, so it is correct. Ordering food items online. Now, ordering food items online will not provided by the government. Right, so it's some particular company, and when the customer is ordered, that will be delivered to that particular point. Right, so ordering food items online. It's not going to be a G2C service. It can be categorized as B2C or B2B kind of ones, business to business or business to a consumer. Likewise, we can do it. And C says, meanwhile, vehicle revenue license, renewing vehicle revenue license online. Of course, it is a very good one that has been done by the G2 services, right? So it's A and C only, the second one. Which of the following is an example for data processing? So calculating the account balance using banking software after cash withdrawal, a very minimal processing is involving. And copying a file from USB drive to hard disk of a computer. So now, that is going to be a particular chance for your answer, right? Copying a file from a USB drive to a hard disk of a computer, right? So, but they are asking about the data processing, right? It's a can be much near, but they are talking about storing part, right? So, let's see the other two as well. Installing sound editing software in a personal computer, it's kind of an installation. It's not a processing type. Scanning letter using a scanner. So, yeah, scanning a letter using a scanner, again an input. So let me check the first one says, the first one says calculating the account balance using the banking software after cash withdrawal. So they are asking about data processing. So this is going to be your answer. This is a storing, this is kind of an installation, and this is also kind of an input. So the first one is going to be the answer. Okay, is that clear, people? Up to the fifth question. Okay, right, moving to the sixth. Select the most suitable computer type from the supercomputer, a laptop computer, and tablet computer for the following applications. To process very large amount of data that are continuously obtained through satellites. Definitely, it's going to be a supercomputer. So the A should be the super one. Right, so yeah, when you know that fact, you can straight away say third one is going to be the answer. All right, so because B, for a writer to work on easy during a vacation away from home. So we can take the laptop, no problem. And for C, for a traveling sales representative to enter item request while visiting shop. Definitely a tablet one is better because he's doing a lot of traveling. So the third one is going to be the answer. Seventh, consider the following statement with blank label A and B. When processing, the CPU uses its blank to temporarily store data that are bought from this. So this is asking when processing, the CPU uses. CPU is going to use the registry memory, right? And the registry memory is given the details or given the facts from the primary memory or the RAM, right? So the second one is going to be the answer. And the eighth, which of the following are correct regarding transmission media? Unshielded twisted pair UTP cables are suitable for transmitting data for a long distance over 200 meters. Over 200 meters, it is not possible. Maximum up to 100 meters. So it is wrong. Fiber optic cable transmit data faster than UTP cables. Definitely, fiber optic is the fastest data communication method. Infrared data transmission is used to wireless keyboard to communicate with computer. Infrared data transmission is used to wireless keyboard to communicate with the computers. Generally, we need to know about the generally we connect it using the Bluetooth. But there are ways that we are using the infrared to connect the mouse and the particular input devices into it, right? So generally we can take it as a correct answer. So it's going to be B and C. Let's cross-check these people. The 8th question, 2019. Right, the 8th one. That's the 8th one. Yeah, it's the third is the answer. So 9th, which of the following statements are true? Binary form is used to store data and instructions in a computer. Yeah, generally it's a correct one. 945 is a valid number, both in the octal and hexadecimal number system. 945, we can't put this on the octal number system because 9 is beyond the range of the octal symbols, right? Or the octal characteristics. So B is wrong. 412, 8 is equivalent to like a many 1, 4 zeros, 1 0, 1 0. So what is the easiest way that we can check this? 412. We are going to write right. So 4 means 0 0, not the 0 zeros. It's 0 0 1. Right. So 4 can be written as 1 0 0. How we are going to write 1 0 0 by considering the place values over here. Each and every group has a place value. So 1, it is 0 0 1. 2, it's 0 1 0. So 1 4 zeros, 1 4 zeros, 1 0 1 0. Yeah, that's correct, right? Yes. this is correct. So A and C. So the 10th one, which of the following shows the given storage components in descending order of access speed? That means first should be the access speed which has the greatest amount, like with the speeder manner, the most speeder manner. So which of the following shows given storage components in descending order of access speed that they are asking? So the shortest access speed is having to the registers, and the largest access speed is happen to the hard disk or the secondary storage, right? So if you take the memory hierarchy, registers are there, cache memory are there, RAM are there, right? So you'll see, right? So the cache memory, main memory, register, hard disk, it says. So register is the fastest. So it should be at the top of the list. So it is wrong. Here register is over here. So it is wrong. Register, cache memory, main memory, hard disk. Yeah, third one is going to be the answer. Right, fourth one is going to, yeah. There's a reason for it to be like incorrect. So this is going to be the reason. Cache memory should come after the registers, right? So register, cache memory, RAM, then the secondary storage can be there. All right, so the 11th, if the character E is represented by ASCII table as 69, what is the binary representation of the character G? So we know how to deal with these kind of questions. So it is ASCII regarding 1. So E represents by 69. F and G is going to represent by 70 and 71. Right, so G is going to be 71. So how we are going to write the 71? Let's see. So 71 divided by 2, 35, 1 is remaining. Again divide by 2, 14, 1 is remaining. Again divide by 2, hold on. It's not 14, 17. 1 is remaining. So 8, 1 is remaining. 4, 0 is remaining over here. Hold on. And this will give you 2 and 0 is remaining. This will be 1 and 1 is remaining. So what it's going to be? It's going to be 1 1 0 0 1 1 1. Do we have that kind of yes, we do. Do we have 3 zeros? Did I miss it? 35 1 is remaining, 17 1 is remaining, 8 1 is remaining, 4 0 2 0 1 and 1. Of course. If after a little while, so is it so? Yes. Oh, doesn't it have a problem? 69, we are matching is in a very good manner, right? E is 69, EFG 70, 71, 35, 1 is remaining. Yes. Is it an all answer? No, it says it's 2. And they went wrong.
represents.
I don't know. Yes, my God, I made a mistake over here. Thank you for that. 2 divided by 2, 1 and 0 is remaining. So this is going to be the answer, yes. So the 11th, second one is going to be the answer. Okay, the 12th, which of the following contains only the task of an operating system? Payroll management is not something belongs to the operating system. Process management, yes. File management, yes. So this is wrong due to that. Database management, it is nothing to do with the operating system. Again, it is wrong because of that. Here they got database management again, so not a correct one. So the correct answer is going to be the fourth one. Process management, memory management plus file management. 13th, which of the following technique can be used to increase the free space of a hard disk without deleting any existing file? Compression of existing file on the hard disk. Now that could be an answer. Let's see the other three. Copying some files in the hard disk to a flash drive. Copying will not make you more space, right? So it is not. Formatting the hard disk will delete all the files, so it is not the answer. Partition of the hard disk, no, again not. So the answer is going to be the first one. Compression of existing files on the hard disk. Okay, so 13 are done. How about the situation people? Is that clear, everyone? All right, great. So let's move to the 14th question. So while editing a document using a word processing software, you decide to copy a selected part of the document and another document. Which of the following key combination will enable you to carry out this task? So it's simply copy and pasting, right? You decide to copy to another document. So Control C followed by Control V, right? Yeah, so the 14th. Oh, hold on. I'm messing up with the followed by word. Yeah, it should be the first one, right? Control C followed by Control V, right? Let me check. Question number is the 14th. Yes, the first one. So the answer is Control C followed by Control V. Right, Control N used to do what, people? Yes, everyone. Control N used to do what? E, yeah, to open a new document. Very good, Sarah. And why there is Control P? Control P does the printing part, right? So using a Control P, you can print the document. Okay, so 15th. Yes, consider the range of cells given as A3 to C4 in spreadsheet. Which of the following cells are included in this range? Yeah, now A3 to C4, if I mark it the below one, A3 means this, C4 means this. So this is the range, right? So A3 and C4 only? No. A3, B3 and C3? Not again. A3, A4, C3, C4? Not again. This one is going to be the answer. 16th, consider the following spreadsheet segment with the formula B2 into $5 written into cell C2. So what would be displayed in the cell C3 if the formula in cell C2 was copied to cell C3? So C2 means this formula. This cell contains equals B2 multiplied by $5. So they are asking us to copy it to this C3. That means on the same column, the row is being changed. That means numbers are going to be changed. So when you are copying it to here, B2 will become B3. Multiplication will be there. B will be there. $5 will be there as it is. So B3 into $5, it says. Right? So B3 means this 60,000. And $5, it's always this. So it's going to be 6,000, right? So the third one. 17th, you want to add blank slide to an electronic presentation that you are editing. Which of the following key combination can be used for this purpose? Suzu, please don't. Right, so if I'm entering a blank slide, Suhara, Yeah, sorry for that, people. So we were in the 17th one. You want to add a blank slide to an electronic presentation that you are editing. Which of the following key combination can be used for this purpose? Yeah. So the answer is going to be the first one, the Control M, which is not the Control N, right? Remember that. It's not the Control N. Control N gives you a new file or the new document, right? A new the new blank slide or a new slide is going to give you using Control M, right? So the first one is going to be the answer. So moving to the 18th, which of the following feature of electronic presentation software can be used to change the content arrangement of a slide from arrangement 1 to arrangement 2? So here, what they have done is they have changed the layout of the slides from arrangement 1 to arrangement 2. So it can be done by the slide layout. So the answer is going to be the first one. 19th, which of the following is not a common feature of both word processing and electronic presentation software? Like this feature should be common in both, should not be common in both word processing and electronic presentation. So change in line space, it is there in both the softwares. Find and replace, it is there. Mail merge is something unique for the word processing software. It is not there in the, it's not there in the electronic presentations or the PowerPoint, right? So the third one is going to be the answer. 20th, which of the following is suitable in order to improve the quality of an electronic presentation? Yeah, so like it's about the quality, limiting the number of text lines on a slide to between 6 to 9. Yes, it will create a very nice and clear presentation. Not having a large number of pictures and graphs on a single slide. Yeah, so like if you are going to use a particular picture or a graph, it's going to be in just one particular, just one or two particular pictures or graphs can be used per slide. Otherwise, it's going to be messy. Using a lot of red color on every slide. No, red color, it gives some, the interference or like some hardness for the audience, right? It's the red is something, some color which is giving some headache to the eye, so like which is considered as to be a very bright color, right? So having a lot of red will make your eyes tired of looking at the presentation. So A and B is going to be the answer.
It's a presentation there.
Okay, thank you.
This is
right.
Bad Cop Tati. This is Bad Cop stole your Lego parts into your robot's Lego piece.
Okay.
He hid it in the circles, then stole it from everyone and everyone.
All right.
And then we started to make everything fine, and everything was not.
Okay, so how about it, people? So we have done up to the 20th one. Any questions? Is that clear? Okay, so the 21st one, yeah, it's regarding these tables, 3 tables. How many fields are in the student table? So student table, here's the student table. So the student table has how many fields? Student name, student ID, grade, and library member. That means 4. It's very easy. So in the 22nd, it's asked what would be an example for a foreign key in the database. Now, foreign key, how a foreign key can be identified? That key should be a primary key of another table. right? So if you think about the book ID in reservation table, so the book ID in reservation table, yeah, it is over here. So as you can see,
if you do that, you look like.
So book ID is the primary key of the book table, right? So this is a primary key. So then this can be act as a foreign key. So the first one can be taken as the answer. Grade in student table, no, grade is not a primary key of anything, so it is not. Reserve date in reservation table, again, reserve date is not a primary key of anything, so it is not. Title in book table, again, title is not a primary key of another table, so it is not again. All right, 23rd. So in 23rd, they are asking, what is the title of the book reserved by Kumar? So we have to find it from these tables. So they're asking what is the title of the book which is reserved by Kumar. So we have to start from the place where we can find the Kumar. Here's the Kumar. So Kumar, student number is 1002, grade is 7, library member is 2. So student ID is 1002. So 1002 can be found on the reservation table right over here. So it is related with the reserve date of this and the book ID of this. So now since the book ID is B001, we can refer the book table and find what's the title is. So this is going to be the title, which is effective writing. So the answer is the second one. Kumar has reserved the effective writing. 24th. A student gets a library membership and reserves a book. What table needs to be updated for this purpose? So student gets the library membership and reserves a book, right? So if he gets the library membership, that means this particular column, the library member column, should be updated in the student. And if he reserves a book, then the reservation table must be updated with the student ID, reserve date, and the book ID. So the student table and the reservation table must be updated or inserted with new data, right? So the answer is going to be the reservation table and the student table, which is the third one. Okay, is that clear, everyone? Right. Okay. Hold on a second, people. Yeah. Binadi, I'm just having the idea. That is why I'm just coming here and just see. Yeah, so the reservation. Yeah, since he's become a member, this should be updated. Reservation, this should be updated. Yeah, it's not quite good. Yes. No. It's my mistake. In the book table, there is something called reserve status. So when a book is being reserved, these particular values are going to be changed as well. So people, the correction must be done for this. For the 24th, it's not the third one, it's the fourth one. Book table, preservation table, and student table. It's kind of a tricky question. Right, so for the 24th, it's the fourth answer. So the 25th, which of the following shows the correct order of testing software system? So it's the unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and the acceptance testing, right? So that gives you the fourth one as the correct answer. We are not starting with acceptance testing. We are not starting with system testing. Even though the third one starts with unit testing, acceptance testing comes as the second one. So it is wrong. So all three answers are wrong. Fourth one is going to be the answer. 26th, every web page on the World Wide Web has a unique identifier called Uniform Resource Locator, or in short terms, URL. 27th, which of the following combination contains only internet-related protocols? Internet-related protocols. So FTP, now HTML is not a protocol, people. So first one disqualifies. Here you got HTML again, second one disqualifies. Here you got HTML again, fourth one disqualifies. So we only left with the third one. So FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol, HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol, IP stands for Internet Protocol. Right, so third one is going to be the answer. Okay, so moving to the 28th. Which of the following combination represents only the services of the internet? Okay, so the first one, email, it is a service. File sharing, it is a service. Remote access, it is a service. Streaming of media, of course, it is a service. All right, so then the first one must be the answer. Second one is wrong because web browsers are there. It is not a service, it's an application. And third one is wrong, HTML codes. It is not a service. Fourth one is wrong. Again, web browsers are there. So the first one is going to be the answer. 29. Consider the following list rendered by a web browser. Science, Maths, English. It's an unordered list. Which of the following HTML tags are required to create the above list? So it is easy. Since it is having the bullets, it's an unordered list. So it's UL and the LI. That means the fourth one going to be the answer. DL and DT used for definition list and definition titles. Right? OL stands for ordered list. Right? So since this is an unordered list, it is UL and the LIs that we need. 30th, which of the following statement related to the web page development are correct? The content shown in dynamic web pages may vary according to the user inputs or time. Yes, that is correct, because a dynamic web page means a web page which is changed by both the sites. That means the user sites as well as the server site, right? So the most appropriate example is the social media. Right? It heavily changing due to the user's interaction, right? So it differs due to the inputs. The statement B, dynamic web pages are created only using HTML. No, it's not easy to create a dynamic web page just by using HTML. We need the languages like CSS. We need a content management system to do this, right? So B is can be taken as an incorrect answer. Web authoring tool can be used to create web pages. Yeah, now that is a correct one. So the answer for the 30th is going to be A and C. The second one. All right, people, we are done up to the 30th. Any questions regarding that? Is that clear? Okay, so let's move forward. Which of the following tags can be used for HTML character formatting? It's asking about the character formatting. So I, B, U, and EM is there. So that means italic, bold, underline, emphasize. So everything depends on the characters. Yes. So of course, one should be the answer. Here we have BR as well as P, not for the characters. BR is for creating a line break. P is to format something as a paragraph. So LI, it is for the list. And here we got LI as well, it is for the list. So the first one is going to be the answer. 32nd, which of the following is the correct posture to use when a computer, when using a computer? Yeah, this is incorrect. You don't lean like this, right? So it is incorrect. This should be, yes, this should be the correct answer because your back is on straight, your feet are on the floor, and monitor has a distance. Your arms are resting on the table, right? And here your head is a little bit leaning and arms are not resting. So third one cannot be the answer. Here again, you are leaning to forward. So it is not the answer. So for the 32nd, it's the second one. 33rd, how many bits per pixel are required to represent 32 colors? So the relationship between colors and the bits per pixel is like number of colors equals 2 to the power bits per pixel, right? Seran, it's not 6, it should be 5 Huda. 32 equals 2 to the power BPP. 32 means 2 to the power 5. This is 2 to the power BPP. So BPP is going to be 5. Right? Yes, the second one. Okay. 34th, what would happen to an image if its resolution is decreased? So decreasing the resolution means you are decreasing the number of pixels per inch. Decreasing the number of pixels per inch means it will reduce the size of the picture because number of dots are being reduced, as well as it will reduce the quality of the picture, right? So in 34th, it says quality and the file size of the image increases. It's not increasing. So this is wrong. Quality and the file size of the image decreases. Of course, it decreases. Quality increase while the file size of image decreases. No, it's not going to happen like that. And quality increase while the file size of the image increases. Again, it's not going to happen like that. So for the 34th, it's the second answer. Okay. 35th, which of the following statements are true? Pascal is an example of a high-level programming language. Yeah, that is correct because there are only 2 low-level programming languages, which is assembly language and the machine language. All other languages are high-level languages. And B, high-level language programs are easier for the programmers to understand the low-level language programs. High-level language programs are easier for the programmer to understand than the low-level programming language. Yes, that is correct, because high-level languages are done by the human-readable format. Low-level programs are done by the, it's more into the machine-readable format. So high-level languages are comparatively easy. So C, a compiler translates a high-level language program into a machine language instruction. Yeah, that is why compiler is there. It will convert high-level programming language into a machine language, right? So the interpreter does the same thing. So the only difference of the compiler and interpreter, compiler converts the entire code at once into the machine code, but interpreter converts it one by one, right? That means one line by line. It is going to convert into ones and zeros. So everything is correct in 35th. So the fourth one is going to be the answer. 36th. Consider the following pseudocode segment. What would be the output if the value 175 input for the value for the variable units? Right, so let's check how it is happening. So yeah, let me hand trace it. So it begins read units. So the units that column is going to take 175. And if units less than 50, units is 175, 175 is not less than 50. So that means this is wrong. That means it's not going to come to this point. It goes straight away to the else. And there you got another if. It is asking whether units are larger than 50. Now that is correct. And there is AND clause. So then it asks unit less than or equal 150. So, but units are not less than or equal 150. Though it is larger than 50, but it is not less than 150. So this is wrong. So when you are dealing with AND, one operand takes the true and the other operand takes false, the entire result will be false. That means this is going to be false. So it's not going to come to this particular statement. It accesses this else. And it does this calculation, 250 plus unit minus 150 into 5. That means 250 plus unit means 175 minus 150 into 5. That means 250 plus 25 into 5, which gives you 375. So the answer is going to be the fourth one. Is that clear, everyone? Okay, 37th. So what would be the output if the user inputs the number 5, 4, 2 and minus 1 after the other, the following pseudocode segment? Okay, another hand tracing part. Let's do it. So it has a variable called terminal. So terminal, I'll take it as -1. And x, there is a variable called x. It is equals to 0. So this is okay. This is okay. It says repeat. Okay. Display enter number. So we will see the enter number value. And it says get num. Get num means whatever the user is input will be read to the variable num. So num will be assigned with the first input. That means 4. if num larger than x, num means 4, x means 0, so it is yes. So this is correct. It says give the value of num to the x. So the value of num is 4. Now x is assigned with 4. And if happens, and in the until, they check the condition num equals terminal. Now repeat until structure works when only the condition is false, right? It iterates when the condition is false. So num is not equal to terminal because num is 4, terminal is -1. So they are not equal. So then this happens again. Display enter number will display. So user will provide 5. So it will be read to the num. So now num is having the value 5. So now it checks whether num is larger than x. Num is 5, x is 4. So yes, num is larger than x. So this is correct. Then again, this is happening. Num is assigned to the x. So instead of 4, it gives 5. And num is equals to the terminal. This checking is done. So it is not equals. So it goes here and says enter the number again. So it enters 2. So it will be assigned to the num according to this line. And it checks whether larger than the x. So num is 2, x is 5. So it is not true. So this is not going to happen. So it comes to the end if. And num is equals to the terminal? No. And it will ask for the other number, the -1. -1 will be read to the num. So now not 2, -1 will be there. Num is larger than x. Num is -1. X is 5. So not larger than. So it straight away come to the end if. And terminal is assigned to the num. That means -1. They check whether the -1 is equal to the num. Now it is equals. So it stops and display x. So x got 5 for the moment. So the answer is going to be the 4th one. Right. Okay, people, there are only 3 more questions. Let's do that quickly and end the session so we can discuss the second part by next week. So consider the following statement regarding computer programs. Variable can contain different value at different times. Yes, of course, that is why they are called variables. Reserved words of a programming language can be used as variable names in that language. No, we can never use a reserved word as a variable name. So this is wrong. So A is correct, B is incorrect. So the answer is going to be only A is correct. So the 39th, consider the following pseudocode. If the values input for the variable A, B, and C, 50, 30, and 70 respectively, what would be the displayed output? Okay, we'll see. They are taking, they're saying read A, B, and C. That means A is getting 50, B is getting 30, C is getting 70. So they say value equals to 0. So we have 0. If A larger than B, A means 50, B means 30. So A larger than B, that is correct. Then it comes and see whether A is larger than C. A is 50, B is 70. So it is not larger than C. And it goes to the else. And in else it says C equals to the value. That means 70 is going to assign to the what? Here, the value. Over here it comes. Right, and the if is ends and it says display value. So the value is going to be 70. So the fourth one is going to be the answer.
He's shouting me.
Oh,
He's shouting at me.
hold on, so that is going to come. It's the last one that is doing.
Is it over?
Yeah. One last question, then I'm over. 40th one, if 0 and 1 respectively are given as inputs for X in following logic circuit, what would be the two respective outputs at Y? Yes, yes. Please, so give me a minute, I will come. Okay, so we have to check by giving 0 and 1 respectively to the X. So if I provide 0 over here, this is going to take the 0 and this is going to give you 1. And we don't know what's going to be there on the A. And if X is 0, this is going to be a 0. And in here, it doesn't matter what we are going to give for the B, the answer is going to be 0 definitely. Because since it is an AND gate, if one input is going to be a 0, the output is going to be a 0. Now, if the value of A is 0, this is going to give you a 0. If the value of A is 1, this is going to provide you a 1. Right? So since this is an OR gate, when this provides 0 and 0, is going to be, the Y is going to be a 0. When this provide 0 and 1, Y is going to become 1. Right? That means Y is going to have the values of A when X is 0. Right? So that means third one is not going to be the answer because it says the value of B is fourth one not as well. So third and fourth is gone. So first and second has A as their answer. Right? So similarly, let's check what happens when the B, when 1 is provided with A. So here I provide 1 for the X. So this becomes 1. This becomes 1 and this provide a 0. So this time, this gate, no problem, it's going to give you a 0. And according to the value of B, decides what will be the output of that. So like the previous time, if B is 0, this will provide you a 0. If B is 1, this will provide you a 1. And since this is an OR gate, when 0 and 0 is considered, Y is going to be a 0. And 0 and 1 is considered, Y is going to be a 1. That means value of Y is similar to the value of B right over here. So it's going to be A and B what you are going to receive. That means the second answer is going to be your final answer. Okay, people. I hope the things are clear with you. So we are done with the 2019 first paper. We are going to do the second paper by next week. So be prepared and prepare with the 2020 as well. If you got a chance, we are going for the MCQ paper as well. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to end the session from this point. So I'll see you on next week to discuss the second paper of the 2019. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a very nice weekend.
Thank you, sir.